Hello everyone, and welcome to my Emmerdale News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Taylor, who starred in Emmerdale, has acknowledged that he lied to get even with Tate. He has pledged to permanently destroy Kim after teaming up with her fiercest adversary, Caleb Milligan, to retain an expensive divorce attorney. His latest attempt to incite jealousy in his separated wife Kim was tricking her into thinking he'd had an affair with Carrie Wyatt. Kim was incensed to see Carrie Wyatt, dressed in the same clothing she had on the previous evening, slinking downstairs at home farm in Wednesday's, October 9th, episode. Carrie pondered aloud, "Maybe I should go," to which Kim retorted, "Maybe you should." Will boasted to Jimmy at the cafe that Carrie had stayed the night. Jimmy was astonished and blurted out in front of everyone that Will slept with Carrie and that Kim would be upset. Will asserted, "I've done nothing that Kim hasn't done." Jimmy reminded Will of reality, explaining that Kim's recent outburst of retaliation stemmed from her learning of Will's covert kiss with Rose Jackson, his ex-wife. "What justification do you have?" Will was asked by Jimmy. Kim was appalled to hear Carrie yelling on the phone to Will to ask him to lunch at the Hyde. Kim said, "Nobody respects me anymore," to Lydia. "They simply believe they are free to say and act however they like. Do you know why? Therefore I'm allowing Will to continue doing it." Afterwards, Will was seen giving Carrie a wad of cash, which startled Jimmy and Amy equally. Will later acknowledged that he had just needed Kim to believe he had slept with Carrie. Will informed his friend, Carrie needed some cash, so it was like a win-win, to which Carrie replied, "A little consensual non-sex never hurt anyone." Will Taylor from Emmerdale is under pressure to advance his current scheme next week. Will is determined to bring down his estranged wife Tate, and he fears the repercussions of postponing his plans for retaliation. Over the past 2 weeks, the ITV soap opera has been focusing on Will and Kim's contentious breakup. When Kim learned that Will had cheated on her with Rose Jackson, his ex-wife, she became furious. But enough to turn Will off for life was her elaborate revenge scheme, which included extortion, a faked kidnapping, and a recently dug grave. Recently, Kim admitted in Lydia Dingle, a friend, that punishing Will hasn't been as enjoyable as she had thought. Next week, their complex relationship will continue as Will consoles Kim after learning of the untimely death of her longtime friend Zach Dingle. The seeming ceasefire is short-lived, as Will subsequently reunites with Caleb Milligan, his covert accomplice. The two men taunt one another about their scheme to finally bring Kim down. However, after Gabby Thomas's recent stay at Mulberry Cottage, Kim asks her to return to home farm later. Although Billy and Dawn Fletcher have since moved elsewhere in the hamlet, Gabby first moved out to assist them in providing a germ-free home for their sick baby son Evan. The Gabby spurs news is Will on to discuss taking down Kim as soon as possible with Caleb. Is Will concerned that if Gabby returns to home farm, her allegiance to Kim would work against him? Will Caleb also concur that it's time to act at last? The actress who plays Gabby, Rosie Bentham, recently made the following statement on her absence from home farm: "I believe Gabby will always take home farm very seriously. She will always want to be involved in everything that happens at the Hyde and in her business." Kim continues to be Gabby's mentor and guides her in the correct direction. "I adore my job at home farm. The set is amazing, it's quite large. But it's great that I'm getting to work with Charlotte Bellamy, who plays Laurel, again and more. It feels and looks quite different, but it's extremely pleasant anyway." In the aftermath of his breakup with Tate, Claire King, Will Taylor, Dean Andrews, is expected to become antagonistic in the upcoming Emmerdale episode. It was eventually discovered that Kim was Will's blackmailer. She was testing and coercing Will by being fully aware of his liaison with his former girlfriend, Rose Jackson, Christine Tremarco. After being rescued from the forest coffin that Kim had prepared for him, now there's a sentence you don't see every day, Will returned to home farm and denounced Kim's depraved actions. However, Kim said that although Will had consistently betrayed her, she had been a faithful wife. Will was told to leave by Kim after their marriage was dissolved, but he refused. In later scenes, Kim finds herself at her stables, where she is horrified to see a resentful Will preparing to cart off and sell her horses. After Kim sends the horse handlers packing, she gets angry with Will and they start arguing. Will gets enraged at being made fun of and swears to ruin Kim's life. Later, she is shocked to see Will selling half of the haulage yard to Caleb Milligan, Will Ash, and Will clumsily tries to defend himself to his enraged co-owner Jimmy King, Nick Miles. Will is furious to learn that Kim had an affair with Peter, her financial advisor, when he gets back to home farm. However, Peter knocks Will down with a blow after hearing him verbally abuse Kim. Later, Will becomes terrified that Kim is going to take his family and house away from him after Kim brags to him about her friendship with his daughter Dawn Fletcher, Olivia Bromley. Will be ejected from home farm by Kim? The Emmerdale drama has taken an unexpected turn as Will Taylor, possibly the most complex and nuanced character in the community, dropped a revelation recently that left viewers and Emmerdale residents dumbfounded. Adding more gasoline to the fire that has been smoldering between these two characters, Will's long-kept deception was finally exposed. It was woven into the bewildering trap of the ongoing retaliation plot against the town's sovereign honeybee, Kim Tate. Since her return to the town, Claire Lord's character Kim Tate has ruled over controls and brain teasers. She has an amazing ability to influence and manage the lives of everyone around her, and no one has ever had the chance to outmaneuver her in a very long time. Still, dignitary Andrews's character Will Taylor will always be a privileged individual with unique perspectives. Will, an ex-convict with a troubled past, has had a tumultuous relationship with Kim, often vacillating between love and conflict. A deep sense of uncertainty and a desire for control have always occupied the powerful space between these two individuals, leading to emotional confrontations throughout time. Will's admission that Kim had cheated on him and put him up for a sellout that took him over the edge escalated their argument. From then on, Will continued to plan his retaliation, trying to drive her over the edge. However, in a startling turn of events, Will has now admitted to fabricating a major part of this revenge scheme, which has everyone questioning his true motivations. In a desperate move that left the audience as excited and nervous as could be imagined, Will finally admitted that he had been hanging on to a secret that had the potential to completely change the course of the revenge plot he was putting together for Kim. Will had been harboring delusions for a long time, believing himself to be privy to Kim's financial dealings, and using this power to manipulate both her and others close to her. The revelation occurred following a heated argument between Will and Kim, during which she, in her usual cruel manner, put him in a difficult situation and demanded the truth. It seemed like Will had been disentangling for a while, but he would never be able to maintain the act. He finally admitted, under extreme pressure, that he had been lying about his insider knowledge from the beginning. Generally speaking, Will lacked any solid evidence against Kim, and the entire revenge scheme he concocted was false. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.